Okay, January 5th, and I've been doing a lot of work on Super Loser here with Oracle Apex, so let's go ahead and log in. I'll show you where I'm at. Now, things are coming along. So one thing that if you come and try to log in here, one thing with the framework that I'm building this on, which will be available probably at the end of the month, if you want to build on, is this authorization form, which handles the forgot password, no account yet, and all that kind of stuff. It has a parameter that I can put in, which means you have to start your password with a particular string in order to actually register an account, and that keeps people from, hopefully creating accounts. Those should not be there, and I don't know why they are. That's a bug, so let me go ahead and whenever I see something like that, we come in here and to our notes and menu item showing when I am not logged in. And I should be have set this, this should be set to only show when I'm authenticated, so I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, so here's the landing page. Now what's going on? Hello. I don't know if that's stuck there because of the recording. Let's just do this. Okay, it went away. All right, so when you log in, you enter today's weight. So my weight today was 197.2. This has got we've got some changes here. One of the things we're going to do is put these hero type blocks at the top. I've got one on the settings page and on the notes page, but we're going to put them on these other pages. So on the main page, one thing I did is just simplified what is displayed. So you've got basically these, this very simple dashboard, and each one of these can contribute to a point, and you can get a total of 10 points. So I got 4 points today. If you want to dig down and get more information, you can click Analyze. And that's when we come to a table. This is a IR, and the cool thing about this is if I just want to look at, say, Mondays, you just type Mon in there, and that does that. And we've got all some of the cool built-in reporting things here. So these are kind of the major numbers. So like if I was analyzing my weight, I'm seeing my average. So this is my rolling 7-day average, and you can see that it is going up. My weight is going down the last few days. That's good. Prior week would be my weight. Prior week I was 196 on this particular day. What is it? Wednesday. So last Wednesday I was 196. I was 197.2 this morning, and my average was 196.9, and so I was actually below my average last week, whereas I'm above that particular average, but below the current average, but we're trending up. The weekly change you can see here was losing weight for a little bit, then gaining weight, and then had a bad couple days here. You can look at the monthly change, you can look at your calorie balance. So this tells me that I'm probably eating about 340 calories in excess of what I burn per day, which is, is a sandwich, a small sandwich, basically. So it wouldn't take much to defeat this, and this is good information, and it gives me my score history. As I scroll down, we get into some charts. I did submit a request with Apex team to put like a help here. If I could just click this instead, I've had to use these region things, but there's really no reason there couldn't be a little help question mark right there, and help text, and have that do the pop-up like it does with fields. So we're trying to keep the explanations fairly simple, and there's a lot more that can be done on the styling here to kind of make it look a little bit more whimsical and a little less data crunchy. But this is a data crunchy app ultimately. So how much do you really weigh? We've got our rolling average along with our daily weigh-ins, and how much is your weight changing? So we can kind of see, these are basically just the numbers, for the most part, just the numbers that are up above, but not all of them. There's a couple other numbers. Our calorie balance, and so we're just getting some graphics here. We made this a little bit narrower than what is above, just to get a little break in the eye, and break on the screen. And so that's called Analyze. Notes is actually, you can actually enter data here. If you've missed a few days, you can go back and enter the data, but you can add notes. And I think that notes are going to be pretty cool, and tagging is going to be pretty cool. We've got a settings page now, so we've got a phone number. I do wish there was a phone number data type, field type. There's not. For reminder time, I would like, again, a time selector, but we just went with a query that dynamically generates all the possible times. We do have a goal that this isn't really doing anything yet, but in theory, we might want to gain weight. That's a little harder to fool with than maybe I want. This is actually where I started fooling with it, if I can do these colors dynamically, because where this is red for a gain, if we were trying to gain weight, if it was tied in, then this would be green. And so I do know how I'm going to do that, but I fooled a lot with just getting the formatting right here. And at some point I'll walk through how I did all this. So anyway, notes will be pretty cool. Settings, so there's nothing here yet, but at least it gives some information, and then we can put information in target, and that will go on the main page. So it'll give you some kind of like, when does it estimate you'll be at your target? Are you heading in the right direction, et cetera, et cetera. And then here's your membership ID token, and basically you would go to GumRoad, and it'll link to an actual product, and you would pay, and then I think I can have it redirect after you pay, maybe not. And then we put your token in here. Of course, there'll be a job in the background that'll probably run and check for new tokens. And if it sees it and the email matches your email, then it would update that. So now, is anybody going to get rich off this application? Am I going to get rich? I don't think so. Compared to what most people are using on their phones, this has a very long way to go. But, we got to have something to build on. I would like to do a progressive web app and, have this interface with the phone. I have been kind of looking at, one reason this kind of looks this way is because it works on mobile, and that was another thing. I'm trying to get everything to work nicely and play nicely with a mobile interface. So initially, this is not going to be any kind of competition for a phone app, but long term, I am going to look at maybe adding things like integration with your scale and getting better data, better charts, and so you think about why would somebody ultimately choose this product? And I'm speaking to people that want to develop products out there. So why would anybody want to buy this? Well, right now, probably not going to be many people that want to buy it. But what are the values that are things that we can do that others can't? One, we can integrate with more devices in a central location. So we can pull data in from more than just your scale, but from other devices. Also, we can make it easy for you to enter data. I would like to have a lot of tagging and notes, so you can tag and mark your data. If you're on a particular diet, you can mark that data very clearly that during this period I was doing this. Or if you're taking a particular supplement, you have that historically, that data going back and tied in with all of your other data. So if you want to own your data, then this maybe long term will be the product you want to use. Jot down, as you're doing development, you'll just get lots of ideas, and you kind of have to make sure you save those, and then you review them kind of daily and go through them and figure out, what am I working on today? And my screen keeps getting dimmer. I think most of the stuff is, I want to get rid of the version and the release in the footer. That's a maybe to do. I need a coming soon sign-up page. Okay, these are a lot of these things. Let me see. I'm looking for things that are really more feature. I was just throwing things down. So add ability to tag a record before and after event weights. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is a good feature. So your phone app doesn't have this, and this is where if you have control of an app, you get to add these things. So I may want to weigh myself before and after every run and tag that as a 5K or something like that. And Why do I want to do that? Will I do that for every run? No, probably not. But it may be interesting data to know, like, how much fluids do I lose? What's the difference between summer and winter? I mean, these are kinds of things that you normally wouldn't have the time to figure that data out, but by just making it super easy to go into the app or hit a couple buttons in a tag or something like that, you can just randomly do before and after events for weight. So for me, I usually weigh myself at night before I go to bed, but I only record the weight in the morning. So I want this app to be able to specifically say, this is how much, this is my before going to sleep and after going to sleep weight, just to know those kinds of things. So just interesting. I'm going to add the ability to record your weight as many times as you want throughout the day, but we're only going to drive the data off of one of those, which will probably be your morning. I'm going to have extensive note-taking and tagging capabilities. I don't think a lot of the apps out there have that. The ability to get your data in a CSV format, maybe back your data up to another source like AWS or something like that. Though that's a little techy. I would have to find some kind of backup services that I can back your data up to, like Dropbox. Maybe we could just drop all your data from all the devices we pull data from in Dropbox. Adding the ability to set internal challenges or define badges, maybe user-defined badges, challenges with other users, your friends, things like that. And again, integrating that with data from other apps potentially. These are all like long-term things you could do. I'm going to add the ability to track weightlifting workouts, and specifically, I'm going to do the method I do initially, which is definitely not the most common way of lifting weights. It's what they call super slow method, and I only do one set per one rep, or not one rep, but one set per exercise, and I go off based at time under load as opposed to reps. But I've already started working out how you could do all kinds of different workouts. What are kind of all the variables there? But that would be great and again, having a lot of that dashboarded, having a lot of analysis on your workouts, like how much total weight are you pushing, time under load charts, and all this kind of stuff. And you'll be able to correlate that with body measurements and things like that. So, yeah. Anyway, that's where things are, and I'm only working on this full time until the end of the month, and then I've got to go maybe find some other work. But everything I'm using here, the framework that I've built, which is, there's a lot of folders here, but this is really easy to get up and running. I mean, you can get it up and running in minutes with login, authentication, getting your GumRoad account hooked in. I'll have Twilio hopefully by the end of the month, email, all that kind of stuff. It's like, it's probably a 20-minute process, maybe 20, 30 minutes. It's very easy. And at the end of the month, I'll have this all pushed out to GitHub, and you can then get started with it and start playing with it and building your own apps. And then I'll start maybe doing more videos on how to build an app the way I build an app, like using the ArcSQL API to build tables and maintaining that in GitHub and all that cool stuff that I think is cool anyway. Okay, so that is a long video, but get you up to date here January 5th, and we'll be working on it some more later tonight. And tomorrow, talk to you later. Bye.